Level 1. The junior developer. You're 24. You sit in a WeWork in Austin, writing Python scripts for a startup called Flow Analytics. Your job is simple. Write code that collects user consent for cookies. Clean UX, clear language. We value your privacy. You build the modal dialogues. You implement the toggle switches. You feel good about it. Transparency, user control, all the right buzzwords. Your manager reviews your pull request and approves it. The modal goes live on 200 partner websites. You check the metrics dashboard that evening. Consent rate, 73%. You close your laptop feeling like you built something ethical. What you don't see yet, the modal you built has a dark pattern. The Accept All button is bright blue. The Manage Preferences link is gray, smaller, buried. Your manager didn't mention that in the specs. You wrote exactly what was requested. The system logs every click, every hesitation, every time someone scrolls past without deciding. That data, the behavioral metadata around consent itself, is already being packaged for sale. You don't know that yet. You're still proud of your clean code. Level 2. The data pipeline engineer. You've been promoted. You're 26 now. Your title is data pipeline engineer. You work with Apache Kafka, AWS Redshift, real-time ingestion at scale. Your job, move data from collection endpoints into structured storage. Millions of events per hour. Click streams, session recordings, form interactions. GPS pings from mobile SDKs. You build ETL jobs that normalize it all into queryable tables. User IDs, timestamps, device fingerprints. Referrer URLs. You're good at this. The data flows clean and fast. You attend a quarterly all-hands meeting. The VP of Product shows a slide. 362 million unique profiles ingested last quarter. Everyone claps. You clap too. You built part of that pipeline. The VP doesn't say where the data comes from. You assume it's all consented. There's a compliance team after all. There's a legal department. Someone else handles that part. Your job is infrastructure. You write Scala jobs that run at 3 a.m. and process terabytes without crashing. That's what you're measured on. You'll start noticing things soon. But not yet. Level 3. The Identity Resolution Specialist. You're 28. Your new role, Identity Resolution Specialist. This is where it gets interesting. Your job is to connect the dots. Someone visits a news site on their phone. Later, they visit an e-commerce site on their laptop. Different devices, different browsers, same person. Your algorithms figure that out. Probabilistic matching, device fingerprinting, cross-device graphs. You use IP addresses, browser entropy, time zone patterns, installed font lists. You don't need cookies anymore. The browser itself is the fingerprint. You build a system that assigns a persistent shadow ID to every user, even when they clear cookies, even when they browse incognito. It works. Your match rate hits 89%. Your manager calls it world-class accuracy. The company sells this as a feature to advertisers. True cross-device reach. You sit in meetings where people discuss how much this capability is worth. The answer is millions per quarter. One evening, you test the system on yourself. You search for hiking boots on your phone during lunch. That night, you open your laptop, a different network, a different browser you barely use, and you see ads for hiking boots. You didn't log into anything. You used a VPN. It still tracked you. You stare at the ad for a long time. Then you close the laptop and don't think about it again. You have a mortgage now. The stock options vested last month. Level 4. The Data Broker Partnership. Lead. You're 31. You've moved into a business role. Data Broker Partnership Lead. You don't write code anymore. You negotiate deals. Your company, it's called Cortex Data now, after a rebrand, sells data to other data brokers. You sit across from people who represent firms like Axiom, Experian, Oracle Data Cloud. You discuss data enrichment partnerships. They have data. You have data. You exchange it. No money changes hands. It's a barter system. You give them mobile location data. They give you purchase histories. Everyone's data sets get richer. You learn the terminology. Deterministic linkage, probabilistic clusters, persistent identifiers, look-alike modeling. You learn that your company has profiles on 450 million people in North America alone. Age, income bracket, political affiliation, health conditions inferred from search behavior, relationship status, home ownership, number of children. Some of it comes from public records. Most of it is inferred, predicted, modeled. You sit in a conference room in New York with a team from a major pharmaceutical advertiser. They want to target people who are in market for diabetes medication, but haven't been diagnosed yet. Pre-diabetic, high risk. Your data science team can build that segment. You have search data, grocery purchase data, app usage data, BMI estimates derived from activity tracker integrations. You can find those people. The room goes quiet. Then the pharma lead says, "What's your CPM for a segment like that?" You quote a number. They agree. You shake hands. You think about this on the flight home. Then you stop thinking about it. Level 5. The Audience Segmentation Architect. You're 34. You design the segments now. Audience Segmentation Architect. Your job is to turn raw data into products, marketable, sellable audience categories. Affluent suburban parents, politically active millennials, probable loan defaulters, high-intent luxury travelers. You build these using machine learning models trained on years of behavioral data. The models are eerily accurate. You build a segment called financially vulnerable. People who searched for payday loans, visited debt relief websites, browsed bankruptcy attorney pages. You can identify them with 91% confidence. That segment sells to subprime lenders, debt collectors, for-profit colleges. You don't meet the people in the segment. You see them as rows in a database. User IDs, percentile scores, confidence intervals. One day, you're walking through the office, and you overhear two sales guys laughing about a deal they closed. "We sold the desperate and broke segment for twice the rate card," one of them says. You stop. You realize he's talking about your financially vulnerable segment. That's not what you called it. But that's what it is. You used to think data was neutral. You don't think that anymore. But you also don't quit. You have equity in the company now. The IPO is projected for next year. Your shares could be worth $8 million. Level 6, the Privacy Compliance Theater Manager. You're 36. After GDPR, after CCPA, after the privacy laws started piling up, the company hired you into a new role. Privacy Compliance Theater Manager. That's not the official title. Officially, you're VP of Privacy and Data Governance. Your job is to make the company look compliant while changing as little as possible. You hire a legal team. You implement consent management platforms. You write privacy policies in clear language, real transparency this time, because the regulations demand it. You add "Do not sell my info" links to the website footer. You process data subject access requests. You're good at this. The company passes audits. You get certified under IAB frameworks. You win a Privacy Tech Industry Award. But here's what you also do. You find every loophole. The regulations say you need consent for selling data. Fine, you don't sell it. You share it with service providers under legitimate interest clauses. You route data through subsidiaries in jurisdictions with weaker laws. You anonymize data sets just enough to claim they're not personal data anymore. Then you re-identify them on the back end using linkage keys. You call it pseudonymization. The lawyers sign off. You sit in a meeting where someone from product asks, "Can we still do cross-device tracking under GDPR?" You say, "Yes, but we need to reframe it as fraud prevention." Everyone nods. You draft the updated policy language that afternoon. It gets published. Nobody reads it. The tracking continues. Level 7. The C-suite data strategist. You're 41. You're chief data officer now. You report directly to the CEO. You sit in boardrooms with investors, with acquisition targets, with senators' staffers who want to understand what your company actually does. You've become very good at explaining it in ways that sound benign. We help brands connect with their customers. We enable personalized experiences. We support the free internet. You know the full scope now. Your company has profiles on 680 million people globally. You have location data accurate to within 10 meters. You know where people live, work, worship, protest, get medical treatment. You have purchase data going back 15 years. You have browsing data, search data, streaming data, app usage data, smart home data, connected car data. You have biometric data from fitness trackers. You have mental health data inferred from social media sentiment analysis. You broker this data to thousands of clients, ad tech firms, political campaigns, insurers, landlords, employers, law enforcement agencies, foreign governments. You don't ask what they do with it. That's not your responsibility. You have a data use policy that clients must agree to. What they do after that is on them. You've been deposed twice. Once in a lawsuit involving a data breach that exposed the addresses of domestic violence survivors. Once in an FTC investigation into deceptive practices. Both times you had good lawyers. Both cases settled. No admission of wrongdoing. The company paid the fines and moved on. You don't sleep well anymore. You don't talk about your job at dinner parties. When people ask what you do, you say, "I work in tech." Level 8. The architect of the Panopticon. You're 45. You've moved to a newer company, a surveillance technology firm that works with governments. Your official title is Chief Technology Advisor. You consult on large-scale monitoring infrastructure, predictive policing, social credit systems, border security analytics. You tell yourself it's about safety, public safety, national security. The sales decks say preventing terrorism and protecting communities. You help design a system for a client. You can't say which country, NDA, that integrates commercial data with state surveillance, facial recognition, license plate readers, mobile location tracking, social media monitoring, financial transaction logs, all of it flowing into a single graph database. The system assigns risk scores to every citizen. It flags persons of interest automatically. The algorithm decides who gets extra scrutiny at airports, who gets denied loans, who gets visited by police. You see the demo. You watch it flag a journalist who wrote critical articles. You watch it flag a protest organizer. You watch it flag someone who searched for how to encrypt messages. The client is delighted. They order the full deployment. You think about objecting. You don't. The contract is worth $40 million. Your cut is substantial. You have 3 kids in private school. You have a second home in Aspen. You remember the 24-year-old who built a cookie consent modal and felt good about it. You barely recognize him. Level 9. The broker who became the product. You're 50. You're retired now. Early retirement. Generational wealth. Index funds. A villa in Portugal. You don't work in data anymore. You're done. You sit on advisory boards. You give talks at conferences about ethical AI. You donate to privacy advocacy groups. You're rehabilitating your image. Quietly. Carefully. One morning, you get a Stranoa email. A security researcher found your personal data in a leaked data set. Your home address, your travel history, your medical records, your children's school locations, your financial details, your political donations, your therapy appointments. All of it. For sale on a gray market data exchange. The researcher thought you'd want to know. You feel it then, the cold weight of being on the other side. You spend weeks trying to scrub your data, opt-out requests, data deletion requests, legal threats. It barely works. The data is everywhere. It's been copied, resold, aggregated, enriched. You built the system that makes it impossible to erase. You know exactly how it works. You know there's no way out. You sit at your desk in Portugal and stare at the ocean. You think about the 24-year-old in Austin who wrote clean Python and believed in transparency. You think about every choice you made after that, every rationalization, every compromise. You finally understand what you built. But it's too late. The machine runs without you now. Somewhere in Austin, a 23-year-old accepts a job offer at a company called Neural Insights. First day is Monday. His title, Junior Data Engineer. He's excited. He's going to build something that matters. He opens his laptop and starts reading the onboarding docs. The first task, implement a new cookie consent modal. Make it clean, make it user-friendly. He smiles. He's good at this.